My predictions from a video I did back in February are coming true, and this is where in Charleston you can find a beach house for a bargain right now. Welcome back everybody. If you're new here, I am Bill, your favorite YouTubing Charleston realtor, and I make videos to help people make better decisions when moving to, from, or around the greater Charleston area. So if you're into that sort of thing, go ahead and subscribe down below, and if you're looking to make a move in the next 3 days to 3 years, go ahead and jump on my calendar in the calendar link down below, and let's talk about how we can help you. And so let's get right into this. Now, back in February, I made this video right here. And basically, in a nutshell, here's what happened. So Folly Beach put up to vote to cap the number of short-term rentals on the island. Now, there were about 1,300 active short-term rentals, and this cap that they put in place was at 800. So instead of putting it slightly above where they were to maybe control the number of short-term rentals, they actually put it way lower, which has kind of destroyed the values on the island. And we're gonna get into the details on exactly what's happening and why. Now, if you haven't seen that video yet, I highly suggest you go check that out after you watch this one. I'm gonna link to it at the end of this video. And if you have watched that video or you do know what's going on, drop down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with the cap and a thumbs down if you disagree with the cap. Okay, so what impact has this directly had? Now, we could just say this happened and the prices are dropping, but there's the reasons why these prices are dropping is a simple supply and demand. Okay, so let's talk about what Folly Beach is. Now, Folly Beach is a beach town, and beach towns have rentals. They usually have quite a few rentals, and they have a lot of residents. Everyone kind of cohabitates, and it's a wonderful place. I mean, if you've watched any of my videos or you know me, you know Folly Beach is a big part of my story with my wife and I. We got married down there. We live just 12 minutes away. We absolutely love it. So to see this happening is kind of devastating. But back to what's going on. Now, when this happened, we have a lot of investors going in because that's what they want. They want to buy a beach rental that they can use with their family and then rent out when they're not to supplement the cost of the home. Well, when you can't short-term rent that home, then that severely diminishes your buyer pool. Because if they can't bring in that income as a short-term rental, then they can't afford it and it just doesn't make sense for them. Yeah, some people are making the argument of, but you could long-term rent it, but then your family won't get to use it at that point usually, because if it's, unless you find a 30-day renter, but then the cost for that 30 days just doesn't make sense for a lot of people. A lot of people that go on vacation, they save up year-round to go rent a beach house for 1 week. They can't afford it to rent it for 30 days. So what I did, I jumped into the tax records and I started digging around. And now I went back to the beginning of 2020 to see kind of how many of these buyers on Folly Beach were investors. And since then, over 550 homes have sold, and only 34 of them are listed as owner-occupied primary residences. That leaves over 500 sales that were purchased as an investment or a second home. Now from here, I made an assumption, and I believe that I did err on the conservative side of this. So let's say of those non-owner occupied homes, let's say 75% of them are using it as a short-term rental and 25% are using it as just a second non-primary home. That means that Folly has lost over 70% of its buyer pool for the homes that are on market to sell. Even if my math was wrong on that and it's a little bit lower, that is still a significant chunk of buyers that you just lost overnight. And my realtor friends that live down there actually think that number is much higher. Some of them have lost 80 to 90% of their buyers that were looking for Folly Beach investments. Now, the easiest way to look at this and the direct impact is the months of inventory, which, if you're not familiar, months of inventory is a term used in the real estate world for if homes continue to sell at the rate that they're selling, how long would it take for every home to sell if no more homes come on the market? And so anything under 6 months is considered a seller's market where prices appreciate, and anything over 8-9 months is considered a buyer's market. That is where prices decrease, and in the middle is a balanced market. So before all this went into effect in January, Folly Beach had a 2.5 months of inventory. They were in a very strong seller's market, just like the rest of Charleston. And in September, it was over 11. It was like 11.4 months of inventory, which takes that into a strong buyer's market. And the last time Folly Beach saw over 11 months of inventory was in October of 2015. This is translating into how long it's taking to sell homes as well. There are over 40 homes for sale on Folly Beach at the time of this filming, and the median cumulative days on market is 114. Last year, year to date, the days on market was 6. And of those 41 homes, 27 of them have had price drops. Now, sellers are getting roughly around 90% of their list price to sales price right now, a lot of those being after that price drop has occurred. And generally, we see the bigger gap from list price to sale price in homes that have been on the market longer, but one of the homes that sold for like 88% of list price was only on the market for 12 days. So that right there tells me that if in less than 2 weeks, someone was willing to accept an offer on their home that was over 10% under their asking price, that these sellers are getting a little anxious. The last stat I want to throw out before I talk about what could happen and how this could be of value for you is I want to compare it to the stats on Isle of Palms, because I feel that's the closest that we have to the Folly Beach market. Now, year to date, Folly Beach is down 58% in total number of transactions, where Isle of Palms is down 16%. But the biggest difference comes here. Isle of Palms, the median sales price is actually up 2.2%, and the median sales price on Folly is down 35%. So here's my thoughts, what it means to you, and why I think you can get a good deal. Clearly, prices are dropping, but I don't feel that the market is crashing on Folly Beach. They did this to themselves, and here's where it benefits you. Now, if you don't need that stream of income and you're looking to make a permanent move to the beach or have a family house that you can use a few months out of the year, I think now is the great time to get in on one of these homes, because I know a lot of people that live down on Folly and I know what's going on down there, and I don't feel that this cap is going to last forever. There is a lot going on down there. There's probably going to be some lawsuits going around as to whether it was even a lawful vote that they could put this up. So if you can get in while these prices are down and while these sellers are a little anxious to sell their homes, in a long-term investment, when this ship rights itself, that is where you're really going to benefit. Because remember, if these prices are down and this ban hammer gets lifted, the investors are going to flock back to Folly for these lower priced homes that have seen these price decreases and have been on the market for so long. So getting in there now before they get here, and then when that happens, they're gonna push the prices back up right to where they should be. So check out that video right here that breaks down the whole ordinance of what happened. And if you're looking to make a move to the greater Charleston area, go ahead down in the description and click on my Calendly link, and we can have a discovery call to see what areas are right for you and if we're a good fit to work together. Have a great day. Again, my name is Bill, your favorite YouTubing Charleston realtor, and I'll see you on that video right there.